BookTube. So this is going to be my July pile of possibilities video. As I said in the previous video, in my June wrap up, I definitely bit off more than I can chew for this one. I've got Rocket Summer that I'm doing for YouTube, which is hosted by Michael K. Vaughn. I'm continuing with Book Trek, which is for YouTube, which is hosted by Revenant Reads. And then I have my 3 different book clubs that I'm now a part of. So let's get started. So we'll just start with Book Trek. I only read the novelization of the first episode and then the first like numbered book in the Next Generation Star Trek series. So I'm going to just, my goal is to read as much of the Next Generation numbered series as I possibly can. Possibly inserting the non-numbered ones wherever they're supposed to go. I don't know, it's kind of confusing, but I have a list. I'll attempt to get as far as I can. But one of the side missions for one of the away missions for Book Trek is to read a nonfiction book that has to do with Star Trek, or like a science book that is just plain science. So I happen to have The Physics of Star Trek by Lawrence K. Krauss. So I'm a big Krauss fan, so I'm hoping, and I'm a big Trek fan, so I'm hoping that I really enjoy this one. So this will be high up on my list of things to get to this month, and then that way, come August, I can just read Trek and just read it for fun. I still kind of want to get the Making It So Patrick Stewart biography, but I'm kind of on a book buying ban right now. One of my cousins the other day posted on Facebook a video, it's Easy Cat, and he's on YouTube, and talking, and it was one of his like funny videos of like how the average household only has 15 books in their house. And then she was like, my cousin was like freaking out, she's like, 15? And I was like, I have a lot more than 15. And I was like, I don't know how many I have. I was like, I think I only have like maybe in the like high hundreds or so. My guess was going to be around like 600 books. And I was like, I should count them someday. And then she was like, do it, do it, do it. So I went through my entire collection. I didn't count my son's books, my husband's meager collection. I did not count any of my comic books or my mangas, or I have like my dad's old Calvin and Hobbes and like Far Side like collections. I didn't count any of those, but I counted all my novels, all my nonfictions, all my reference books. Like I have craft books and I have like reference books for like history and animals and stuff like that. I have 1,114 books. So I do not need to be buying any more books for a while. So it's difficult when you go to like library sales where they're like, fill this bag up for $10 or something. Like it's hard. It's difficult to say no, but it could be drugs, right? So anyway, so going with the theme of trying to not to buy any more books, I will show you my library stack. Like I don't have enough books to read already here in the house. So the Cloud Spider's Guide by Gavin Prater Penny. This is the one that I think I'm supposed to be reading for my Naturalitsy book club. It's we read like nature books and stuff like that. I think this is the one I'm supposed to read for July, but then I think I'm wrong. I should say I thought this is the one I was supposed to read, but now I'm thinking it's supposed to be another book called Wild Weather. So I may or may not get to that one. I might have to return that or hold it for a little bit longer and rent the other one. And then, oh, I guess I forgot. So there's another event that I'm doing. I'm still trying to do Historathon. I completely fell off the wagon with it. I tried to read Silk Road by Valerie Harris, I think it is, and my eyes would just start to, like, every time I read it. I don't think it was really written for like the layman. It's not too difficult to read, but it's very dry. And I think unless you already know a little bit about the Silk Road or have like a big passion to learn about it, it's not the book for you. So it's not the book for me. So that one I returned and I DNF'd. So again, not a bad book, very well researched, packed full of facts and information. So if you're really hard up for a good book about the Silk Road, go ahead and get that one. I think I'm going to try Frankopan, I think is the last name of the author. He wrote one on the Silk Road. I'm going to give that one a try because I've heard other people say that that's a better book for like my type of person to read. But anyway, so the next section of Historathon or whatever is I don't remember the years, but this one is 1577 to 1580, The Secret Voyage of Sir Francis Drake. So yeah, so this is my Historathon read. Hopefully. Again, I don't know what I'm going to be able to get to. And then, because I didn't have enough book events or book clubs already, I joined a horror book club. And so our first book ever is going to be Hex. And it is called, if you want to join, it's on Fable. It is called RoaringWolf Fright Night. I'll write it down in there because I don't say R's very well, so but I'm really excited. They had like a little like preview of it on Fable, and I started reading like a little preview before I decided to like really actually like join the thing, and it sounds really intriguing and really good. It's much bigger than I thought it was going to be. For some reason I didn't think it was going to be that big of a book, but not that it's a huge book, but anyway, so yeah, so looking forward to that one. Hopefully I will be able to keep up with all this. And then I'm still doing the Read My Dad's TBR. At the beginning of the year, I had my dad pick, like, I wanted 12 books, like one for each month, but I'm kind of grateful that he didn't. He came up with 11, but still, I'm kind of grateful that he didn't come up with full 12, because I have not been able to keep up with that promise either. But one of the books on there was Theodore Rex. I remember when my dad was reading this, and when I first saw it sitting at his house, I was really intrigued, and I was like, ooh, I'm gonna have to get to that one. So I am glad that he ended up putting it on his TBR. But it is a bit of a chunkster. This one is, let's see, not counting acknowledgements and endnotes and stuff. Let's see how far it goes. Ooh. Well, that's kind of good news. A good chunk of this is the endnotes. It's not as bad as I thought. Here we go. So it is 555 pages long. So not insane, but also not a Louis L'Amour Western. So we'll see. Like I said, we'll see what I can get to this month. So also we have Rocket Summer, hosted by Michael K. Vaughan. And for Rocket Summer, each week out of the month, you're supposed to read a book or books that are like classic sci-fi. And so the first month, or the first week of the month, is the 30s. Yeah. My apologies. No, it's from the beginning of sci-fi all the way up until like 1939. And then the second week is the 1940s. Most of my classic sci-fi, I thought I had more that spanned like more time, but apparently most of my sci-fi is from the 50s and 60s. Most of my classic sci-fi that I haven't read is in the 50s and 60s. So I have the Two-Handed Engine, Henry Kuttner and C.L. Moore. So this is a bunch of different stories in a collection, and these span the 30s and 40s. So this book will pretty much be what I read for the first 2 weeks of Rocket Summer. I'm really excited. I've been wanting to get to this one for a while. It's just been sitting on my shelf and just keeps getting overlooked for other things. So that happens when you have over 1,000 books. So that's my possible selection for the 30s and 40s, or again, anytime through the 40s. And then my little stack of possibilities for the 50s is Alas Babylon by Pat Frank, Reach for Tomorrow by Arthur C. Clarke, Big Planet by Jack Vance. I originally bought it because it has a dinosaur on the front. I'm a sucker for dinosaurs. Pretty much anytime a book has a dinosaur on the front, I will buy it. And then Foundation by Isaac Asimov. So, I haven't read any of these, so these would all be new, fresh reads for me for classic sci-fi. And then for the 60s, I have another little selection. I don't know which ones I'm going to pick from these, so I'm just kind of showing you guys. Again, it's my pile of possibilities. I don't plan to get to all of these. I will likely only get to like 4 of all the books that I'm showing you, but again, I'm optimistic. So Dorsai by Gordon R. Dixon. I've been wanting to read this for a really, really long time, and then not too long ago, Steve Donahue mentioned it in one of his videos, and it just reignited my urge to read it. And then Rocket Summer happened, and I was like, perfect excuse to read this book. So this one's probably at the top of the list of ones that I want to get to. The Martian Sphinx by Keith Woodcott. This one, I'll admit, I kind of just bought it because of the cover and the cool name. We'll see. I don't know. This is also another one that I just bought for like the cover. This is The Asylum World by John Jakes. It says a mind-blowing science fiction satire of our times. So it has a very creepy, cool cover. I could not pass that up. It was too cool to leave. And then The Dragon Masters, which I meant to get, by Jack Vance as well. I meant to get to that in a previous reading month. It might have been last month, because it was one of the selections for like one of my other Litsy events. I don't know if it was Roll 100 or BookSpinBingo, but one of those, it came up as the choice for it, and then I realized that it fit in with Rocket Summer, and so I just kind of pushed it back. So that's another one that I really want to get to, because again, just like dinosaurs, if it has a dragon in it or on the cover, I'm there. I'll read it. I'll at least buy it, at least give it a chance. So post video Meg here to insert that I forgot, because the library hold hasn't come in yet, that I also have my classic sci-fi book club. We're reading iRobot, so that'll be another one to add to the group. So yeah, just thought I'd slip that in there, so thanks. Yeah, so that's the July pile of possibilities. There will be more, because Roll 100, the host for that rolls 3 dice, and so 3 books off my list that I've made for myself will also go into this pile of possibilities. And then BookSpinBingo, the host pulls numbers out of a jar, pulls 2 numbers out of a jar, and so those 2, and I have a list again that I pick the 2 that I made myself, that I pick those 2 books off of, so those will also populate this pile of possibilities. So yeah, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 14, so just under 20 books that I have to attempt to read this month. I'm fine. Everything's fine. I'm fine. And I have to finish Blue Feather Fellini that I am still trying to struggle through from June, so wish me luck. Oh, and the Star Trek books. Jesus Christ. Okay, so yeah, I have 20 to 25 books that I am attempting to read for this month, when I average about 8. 3 to 8 books a month, so anyway, what are your overly optimistic or normal goals for July? Do you set reading goals? Do you guys have a TBR? I think this isn't pressure to me. I think this is all just kind of funny. I know other people, when they choose like a TBR or have like a set goal of books, it stresses them out if they don't reach that goal. But to me, this is just like a plethora of possibilities, and I'm really happy and excited about it. I'm just kind of laughing at myself because I know I'm not going to get to these, but for me, it's kind of a fun thing. And I think I've said before how if I didn't do this kind of like funneling of my choices into a like smaller pile of possibilities, I would sit and stare at my thousands of books, not thousands, anyway, hundreds of books, and then be like, ooh, I don't know, do I want to read this one? Oh, but I have this one. Oh, but I also have this one. And and then I take too much time to choose. And when I have things like these events or these book clubs that are like, okay, well, you have to read this one, or you only get to choose from these 4 this week, or you only get to apologies, timer went off on the phone, so it stopped my video. So yeah, when I only have like so many books to choose from, it makes it a lot easier for me to actually make that decision and get to reading. So yeah, how do you guys sort your TBR? Do you have a system, or are you just a chaos reader? I know there's a lot of people that I know through Litsy that are just mood readers, and they just they'll have a goal like this, and then they'll still go to their bookcase and pick a random one, or go to the library and pick another one that they don't already have from the library to read. And so I can't do that. I have to be strict with myself somehow. So anyway, love to hear from you guys. Either video responses are cool, or you can just type comments in the bottom. I will try to credit every single person that's responsible for all these different events and book clubs and everything in the description below, so that you guys can check them out if you want. Please come and check out the Fright Night one on Fable. There's only 3 of us right now. It's me and the 2 hosts, basically. But I think it'll be a lot of fun. And I think Fable kind of needs more people actually doing the book clubs and stuff. It just seems like it's like the previous book club that I tried to be a part of on there. The girl started it. I finished the book. I was like all ready for the, like, you know, let's have our conversation now. And like radio silence from the entire group. So I don't know, but it needs more activity. It needs fresh blood. So anyway, thanks guys. I always have fun making these videos, even if there's only like 2 of you watching. So I appreciate you all. Thanks. Have a good one. Bye.